sure that they scored 3 goals for 3 points, and that brought more than excitement in our faces. Well, of course, I'm here to give you all the juicy stuff that you need to know about what happened. If you haven't watched the soccer match, or you are just like some people that literally, when your team wins and you just want to know what happened, you just want to hear what everybody's been thinking about how they've been playing. Well, welcome back to my channel. This is Giffy TV. My name is Gifidwe. I'm a sports rookie who doesn't know so much about football, but then right now I am into your soccer. So someday we might talk about rugby, someday we might talk about cricket or your netball. But then today, join me as I talk about the game that happened between Bafana and Lesotho on Friday evening. Well, it was a beautiful game because from the first minute you could see that South Africa were in that game to win it. Well, of course we lost Nico Mobi, one of the defenders. In the first few minutes of the game, but then that didn't stop us to actually go for whatever that we wanted. So to Nuko Mobi, I'd like to say, in fact, so I hope you get well, because we got the news that he won't be making it to the game that will be playing against Nigeria on Tuesday. So they called somebody else to replace him. So we'll go deep into that later on in the video. Well, I'm not here to take much of your time, because my videos, I try to keep them as like 10 minutes long, so that I not end up talking about things that do not concern me, or do not I have no information about. Well, you could see that Bafana were in that game because the attack was very straightforward. When we talk about the attack, I'm talking about your Lyle Foster, Osman Apolis, as well as Mhaonkota. Well, the team was working together from the first minute, because you could see that even your midfielders, they were pushing for the ball to go forward, though we were not going back like Mrao Ari Reapil. So that made sure Lyle Foster, as the number 9 that he is, he used to be all over the field. You could see him, you can find him this side, find him on the other side. So he made the flow of the ball to be very easy to for each and every player, whether I'm talking about Apolis and then also Yonkota on the other side. So they made sure that they worked together there by the front. So hence why we were able to, each and every one of them was able to get a goal in the net. Well, when we look at Lesotho did try to keep us down, because of course most of them they play their soccer in South Africa, and maybe they thought they might have an upper hand in knowing how we play. But then they made sure the defense was very taking, especially the midfield. They didn't have a playmaker, so that literally um put them in a position where we don't know whether they are moving forward or they're going you understand. There was no playmaker, so it really put the game to be a little bit of Ganyan for them. But then one player that would not go unnoticed in this match is Sipa Mbule. Well, when they brought him in, I was like, no, this young Yana Madela looks like he's not gonna do the job. But then you could tell, even when we went into the second half, when they took them out, the game started to lose that momentum. There was no rushing, the ball was no longer going forward. But because Supambula played a huge role in playing that center, making sure that he gives the ball to each and every player, he was there to make sure that the ball gets wherever it needed to go. Well, we can't talk about that game and not mention Mahankota. Well, that first goal, I thought that ball was just gonna go out and that was the end of it. But then when I saw him running from the other side, I was like, it's a goal, it's a goal, it's a goal. So like that boy shows that he shows like world class football. He is one person that you can never ever say what's again. I can he is the man. He's the man. Like I used to feel I used to feel like when the squad changes, we're gonna lose our momentum. But then I feel like when it changes more, competition just keeps on rising and rising and rising and rising for each and every player in the PSL to prove themselves that, you know what, I deserve to be in Bafana's team. So you see, Hore, it's not about favors, it's all about hard work. Somehow, in fact, that was a good one. Well, when we look into the second half, Well, we lost Thabiso Moloisane. No, not Thabiso. Oh damn, Thabo Moloisane. When we just started, same thing that happened with Nuko Mobi. He had to be substituted because he got a head injury, but then his is not like as excessive as Nuko Mobi's, so he can be able to play on Tuesday against Nigeria. So Fetu Luena hlokomeleng ditlhogo man ga ne ditlhogo tse di tse hai please guys please a kgona le tsenyeng le di-helmet ke re le mone osimeno ga no hlobola masquadi wa di-titles wa di-ninja chattles le ena fakang di-helmet re tla le bitsa bo something helmet or something. And then also when we look at the substitutes, what happened with the substitution, I didn't really like what happened because after we scored all those 3 goals, I thought we were gonna score like another one just to welcome the newcomers in the team. But Mpeto, what killed the game was they started playing the ball at the back, and there was a point where they nearly made a mistake, and Lesotho would have punished us, but thank God we are South Africa. We are God's favorite children. We'll always be protected. So when they put Sibilibili on and they put Renas, they put Obas. I feel like they deprived Renas the opportunity to score because the ball was now starting to play at the back with your defense there. It was nice, of course, 1-2, but I feel like if the ball was started to move to the midfield, also back to the front, like it would have made Renas to score a goal. You know that Renas is a shooter, guys. We know that Renas is a shooter. I would have loved to actually, because when they substituted, you could see that they were trying to put Sibilibili in the game, but Sibilibili was not in the game, which is something that they should have picked up, because when he got in, they like expected him to do the runs that he usually does at his team. So like I'm like, no, so if I'm find a chance, he couldn't find his feet. Okay, we are not blaming him. So maybe it's the nerves, maybe it's something else must have been going on, but um next time it's Sibilibili. So Sibilibili we tried, but that game, the tempo of the game, we just lost it all. But all in general, it was a good one. It was a good one. I remember now why I actually love watching Bafana. You know, excitement, mola. So we one step closer to getting that qualification and follow Morocco's footsteps. Okay, excuse me. Okay, let's look at that game on Saturday against Nigeria against Rwanda. Well, first things first, I would like to say my Kaiser Chiefs goalkeeper, Fiacre Ntwari, Mfethu, if it was not for you, Rwanda would have conceded more than 3 goals in that match. And he did like Rwanda a solid. And let's talk about the Nigeria that we're supposed to play with. Is that the Nigeria that we're supposed to play with on Tuesday? I don't see any competition, and not to be disrespectful or whatever, but like Nigerians will always be told that you guys have players, you don't have a team. Your players play individually. It's like everybody wants to show that they are the best player wherever they're from. Guys, please look for a team, not players, people that play for the country, not people that play because play like choose people that want to represent country. I don't know if it makes sense. But you guys need to do better. So when we dive deep into that game, like I had so much faith in Rwanda that they were gonna hold Nigeria like on a draw, because I knew it's either Nigeria wins or they on a draw. I didn't think Rwanda was gonna win at some point, but then I was hoping that they would hold Nigeria like um um or on a standstill so that they will not be able to attack. In which they did try, because most of the time they were on a defensive side than on an attacking side. Even when Nigeria started to lose the energy, because on the second half we could see that Nigeria is taking they couldn't like use those opportunities to go and try to score. That is something else. And also, Mr. What's his name? The Chipa United goalkeeper, Stanley Nabali. It's when I go trapana every day, Hanki. I'm fit. Like football has a lot of emotions, but then we don't go like around putting our hands on other people's whatever. But is it anger or what? That's also something that like. But the last game, okay, the last game you were playing with your team and with Chuba, and they made a mistake. I was like, okay, fine. That shows that when you wanna lead, you are a leader, and you will hold people accountable for their actions. Mara, what you did yesterday was not fair. What you did on Saturday was not fair. But you stop fighting. But other than that, you are a good goalkeeper. Other than that, you are a good goalkeeper. Shows that you play in the best league in Africa. You understand? So, but also that goal, I don't know. It was a lousy goal. I'm not convinced. I'm not happy with the Giants of Africa. Now you guys are starting to look like Bana Banyani. It's like, why are Giants turning into colors? But in general, um, Osimhen now in food. You are on a new movie thingy. So I hope you get well, because I was hoping for a Mbogazi versus Osimhen type of showdown. So meaning that Mbogazi will face that Dizzy number 10. Dizzy number 10 Lena. He looks like he wants to play basketball. Haniki. But anything other than that, I hope Nigeria will do better against South Africa, because that match was not convincing at all. So that is it for the games that I watched this weekend. Right now, I'm going to watch the DDC Kaiser Chiefs playing against Orbit College, because it's Sunday. You guys are gonna see this on Monday, and then during the week I'll probably give you your PSL updates. Understand? But I hope you guys had a good one, a great weekend. Well, from me, at this time, before I start lying and say what. It's goodbye. I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh, do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And to your friends that Kiki has a YouTube channel and she talks about soccer and soccer and soccer and soccer.